Hey, Joel. Welcome. How you doing? You a Shades guy? I'm a Shades guy.
I was told specifically by you at like 6:50 Eastern to show up and wear shades.
Yeah, we're Shades guys now. We're a couple of Shades guys. Cool guys. What those run you? 800? 1,000?
$40.
Ah, see, you cheap it out. No.
They're prescription, and I got a good deal on them.
Oh, okay. I mean, like, all sunglasses are made by like 2 companies, so you're basically just a sucker if you buy $800 sunglasses.
Buddy, these are prescription, I'll have you know.
Yeah, these aren't, and I can't see shit.
Well, if you want to see us, you can like the video, you can subscribe to us on YouTube, and you know what, Tim? You may as well tell them who the hell we are, because I don't think the people know who we are yet.
Does it even matter? Who are we? Shades guys. Welcome to Shades guys.
Shades guys.
A weekly show about wrestling.
Hashtag Shades guys. Let's talk about Raw.
Yeah, we're Tim and Joel Pod. We're Tim and Joel Pod. We're going to talk about Raw. So you're welcome. I'm changing glasses because I can't see. Also, you can see absolutely everything in our Shades guy reflections.
I'll be less of a shade guy. I throw shade. I don't wear shade. No, wait. I'm the other way around. I don't throw shade. I wear shades.
I throw shade.
Let's talk about
Let's
Raw.
go.
Are you ready?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, you throw shade. Lily and Alexa Bliss, Tim, they have eyes for someone.
Someone.
Could it be you?
No.
You're wearing red.
Oh, I am wearing red. Yeah, that didn't come up again this week. And
no, it did not.
Nobody in the ring was wearing red, I don't think. And nobody in the ring made much sense as a feud. My opinion.
No.
So,
do we need to talk about the knee buckling experience for Shayna Baszler?
Yeah. I don't know what's going on. She's around. It's good she's getting some TV time. I love how all the wrestlers had to just pretend that they weren't setting up a swing set beside them while they were wrestling. All I could think about was like how the camera was trying not to shoot the stage. Yeah. It was very, yeah. That was good. It's a fun little thing. She came out swaying on her swing set.
Yeah. There ain't much about Raw that we can talk about these days. It's kind of getting ridiculous.
It's just a lot of the same. It's not like bad. It's just like slight adjustments. Yeah. I saw the tomato that Amos squeezed at least this week was kind of rotten, even though it looks like most of them are just like perfectly ripe, like just good eating tomatoes. But whatever. Guess we got to chuck them at people.
I mean, listen, if you looked at the tomato, it very clearly had some marks on it.
Just the one that was crushed. Oh my God. They couldn't. Can Amos not crush a tomato with his hand? I think I can do that.
No. If Danny Hodge, the great Danny Hodge, could crush an apple with his hand, non-gimmicked.
Yeah.
Omos can crush a tomato in his.
I've crushed an apple. I tried that once, and it was not that hard. So, like.
Really?
Yeah.
I always thought it would be hard.
It's not that hard. It separates. There's like a natural break point, it feels like. So.
Well then. On Friday, we're going to have, speaking of Shayna Baszler, we've got Shania Payne taking on Natty and Tamina for the women's tag titles. I'm excited for that match because the Natty and Tamina train is going to roll through SmackDown and walk out with women's tag titles.
I mean, they're getting a push. Which is good to see. I think they might win. Like, that's what's going to instigate the feud, and then I guess, WWE will have utilized one of their 2 criteria for creating women's feuds. A, is there a title involved? Cool, that's all you need. B, former tag partners.
3, all women hate each other. Where are you here?
Yeah, but they're not actually in a feud. Those feuds never go anywhere. They never make it to pay-per-view. That's like 1 episode max.
Boy, howdy.
There's like no story they're telling with the women. It's weird. It's just it's title or former tag partners. That's all I ever see.
So we're going back to Lily and Alexa. We see that Lily has a thing for red, and we went through last week who was wearing red. Shayna was not wearing red, but her knees were buckling. She was laughing behind Asuka and Charlotte's back after the match. So you maybe think they're doing a pretty good job of at least making us wonder who it could be. And if it's Charlotte, I guess after WrestleMania Backlash, we're going to have a better idea because whoever loses in that triple threat women's title match is most likely going to be the person targeted by Alexa Bliss. Am I right or am I wrong?
Yeah, I mean, the one that makes the most sense to me is Eva Marie. But I don't know. It's not jiving with the promos they're setting, so who the hell knows?
All red, everything. You want to get into Eva Marie? You want to?
Hold on. My wife delivered me this apple.
Oh, wonderful. Let's see. Can you touch it with your bare hand?
Was it one hand or two hands?
One hand.
See, one hand's probably tough. Two hands, you can twist it. Let me see.
Oh, of course. Anything's easy with two hands.
Is it? Is anything easy? I could thumb into it.
You do whatever you need to do to prove Danny Hodges wrong about his strength.
No. He's definitely a strong guy. I'm not going to be able to do this. I'm a filthy liar.
I knew it.
See, I can do it with two hands, though. It's a little... Oh, no, I can't even do it with two hands. I'm just going to stop now.
Oh, my God. You putting it... Wow.
Look, I've gotten real soft and weak over the pandemic. They closed my gym. I can't lift it. It sucks. It sucks, man. All right, let's talk about Eva Marie. Super role model, Eva Marie.
The super role model. I have a theory, Tim. I have a theory. She's driving around in expensive cars. She's telling people that she could be a role model. She's building herself up. She's all dressed in pink and she's happy. The woman is an MLM pro.
Mm-hmm. Honestly, it sounds exactly like a pyramid scheme. The verbiage is identical. She's like, I did it, and so can you. And it's like, what did you even... I think I saw the thing she overcame was alcoholism. She was an alcoholic at some point. Is that where we're going with this? Is she just going to do a weird Jeff Hardy angle?
I hope not. I don't think it's going to be that. I think it's going to be the idea that she overcame her last WWE run and getting over that and making herself a self-made woman, blah, 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 blah. She went on Celebrity Big Brother. She had her thing. That's fine. The point here is that it doesn't look like she's being brought in to wrestle so much as it looks like she might be brought in to manage.
Who?
And if that's the case,
that's actually not a bad idea. Yeah.
I would much prefer that. And you know what? If she's going to go, if I see her tweeting ridiculous, like Robert Stone brand style tweets, we love your style. We want to collab with you. I am all in on that Eva Marie.
Yeah,
Eva Marie is an MLM pro. I want that.
Yeah, honestly, if she's just oh man, you could do so many angles with that, like those annoying social media messages. Just haven't talked in years. It's like, Eva, we haven't talked since you got canned. What's going on? I know you're just messaging me about your scam. I don't want to be a super role model.
Exactly. And you know what? And she even said, just going into the MLM gimmick, talked about 1 million shots needed to get that one good one.
It was
so she's gonna have
99, but whatever.
Whatever, man. The point is, she's going to find someone. She's going to take them under her wing. She's going to try and lead them to prominence, and then she's going to say, "Now you can pay it back."
Nikki Cross.
Nikki Cross. Bring people in.
Make it Nikki Cross.
Oh, that's actually a pretty good idea. But then it makes Nikki look like an idiot. But how many idiots?
I mean, she's an idiot who's going to be on TV getting paid as opposed to not on TV.
It's fair. I would love to see it. I just want to see how this kind of plays out with her. These are things that have been shot. These vignettes have been shot way in advance. So we don't really know where they want to go with it other than, what we've seen so far. When they had to show the first one a second time, I was like, oh no, they've already botched it. And then it just turned out because of the Humberto Carrillo match and the sudden finish, they just kind of had to fill time. So they tossed that up. And so when I saw the second one in the third hour, I was like, okay, we're still on track. This is fine. It's going to be good. I'm excited for it. And for as much shit as people want to give Eva Marie for, her past, I'm more than willing to let her have some sort of new character here in WWE.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, you've got Nikki Cross on main event. So if this brings Nikki Cross up to Raw, I'm okay with it.
I'm not watching main event. Don't talk to me about main event.
Well, you know what? If you had watched main event last week, you would have seen the return of Jinder Mahal.
Was it him? I thought it was just Veer and Shanky.
No, he was with Veer and Shanky. Or Skanky, if you watch the WWE Network Twitter account.
Skanky? Oh.
They called him. They spelled it Skank.
They typoed it Skank. Okay.
They did. It was bad.
That's not great.
Yeah. So the same match that you saw on Monday happened last week on main event.
Okay. Well, cool. That's fine.
Don't hinder Jinder.
Yeah. I wouldn't hinder Jinder. I'm all about Jinder. Go Jinder.
Good man. Now, I saw a bunch of people on the internet today saying like, no, Veer and Shanky are awful names for wrestlers. Well, here's the thing about that, friends. If you're just some kid from white North America, you may not understand it. The word Veer in Sanskrit means brave.
What's wrong with
Shanky,
Veer?
which by the way is Dilsher Shanky's real last friggin' name, it means the key to success.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if people, just through non-malicious like ignorance would like laugh about Shanky just because of the the way it is in English. Veer, I don't know. That's just weird. Like, what's wrong with Veer?
Because you veer to the right or you veer to the left, but you never veer. I don't know. I don't get it.
Yeah, and a tom
the
is something you hit with a
me.
drumstick. Like what a dumb argument that is.
Unfortunately, in the world of wrestling, a lot of fans love to shit all over the very first thing that they see.
Yeah, I don't know. They seem fine. They got a good look. Veer's the bigger guy, right? Like not the taller one, but the wider guy with the big beard.
Veer is the big man.
Yeah, he looks cool.
Shanky is the tall man, and Veer is the big guy.
Yeah. I like it. I like what this is. Like I don't know anything about Jinder Mahal. I was watching absolutely no wrestling when he was in his like his main run. Like, I know he's former WWE champ. I wasn't even watching the pay-per-views at that point, so I have no idea. He looks cool.
I'll catch you up real quick.
Yeah.
And that's the thing. I mean, Jinder Mahal's title reign is not, in the moment, wasn't looked at very positively. But in hindsight, I think there are a lot more people who see it as a good thing than a bad thing.
Yeah, that's fine. He looks really fit. He's got a great look.
Yeah, absolutely. He's got a great look. He's been toning up. He looks great. I did not expect a shaved head out of Jinder Mahal. That looked good. Overall, good match. But again, Jeff Hardy now loses 2 in a row.
I don't really care. On. Jeff Hardy, I don't know, man. Like, what do you do with him? He's not. I don't think he's good on the mic at all. No, and frankly, he's not that good in the ring anymore. Like, he's older. He's just he's on his last kind of run. So. He's putting over guys. I'm fine with that.
Let's do Verk Watch because we're on week number 4 of Adnan Verk Watch. The comment of the night for me was, and now Jeff Hardy is disrobing.
That's great. More of that. That's fine.
I don't know what. I don't know why. I was like, wait, he did what now? Stripping?
He said he was just doing like an ad read, and I think he said it was Unbreakable Kimmy Schmidt, but I could have swore I heard him say Ungrateful Kimmy Schmidt. And I like looked it up.
He was talking about Girls 5 Eva. He was reading the promo for that. You're right.
And I was like, did he just say Ungrateful Kimmy Schmidt? Like,
honestly, for those who are saying, Jeff Hardy might be on his way out, Jeff Hardy needs to do better and go to AEW. Honestly, at the man's age and the amount of stuff he's gone through in his entire life, I would be absolutely fine with Jeff sticking it out for now, just working a few matches and eventually putting over his next variation of himself.
Yeah.
Not himself, but like the younger version of himself.
Yeah. The new guard. Yeah. Like I think he's fine with that. Like, he hasn't had an uneventful run since his last return. Fine. Right.
I mean, he had that feud with Sheamus that, for all intents and purposes was more entertaining than bad.
Yeah.
I quite enjoyed it, ending with the bar fight. That was a very good, fun cinematic match that they did. They did the P-gate thing, whatever. That was funny. It was silly. But it was Vince McMahon.
I can do it with 2 hands. I ain't as powerful as a wrestler, but I can at least rip an apple in 2 with my bare hands. There you go. No props. But I know you did it off screen. I know I didn't do it on screen, but no props. I swear. But yeah, like there's nothing like I saw some people talking about Jeff Hardy being underutilized, but it's like, no, I mean, he's well past his prime. Everyone gets older. Everyone moves out of the spotlight. Like, this is I don't want people to become Ric Flair. Like, I find it like sad and weird. Like, at least Ric Flair can cut promos kind of. But
I think a lot of people assume that Matt Hardy and Jeff Hardy are the exact same, when in reality they couldn't be any more different.
Matt Hardy didn't do most of the crazy shit. Like,
he didn't. He was very much the ideas guy.
He was a mat wrestler for the better part of their run. Like,
Yeah, Matt wrestler.
Yeah. Exactly.
I'm a
Like
child.
I don't. I find it silly. Like, yeah. I bet you that everyone who says that is like an older guy themselves. You know, like someone like our age who not probably even older than us who just like really grew up loving Matt or Jeff Hardy. But it's like, you know, I'm not sad that like I used to really love Triple H in that. Like I'm not sad that he's not wrestling a bunch. Like it's like, no, we're good. I'm good. Saw what I needed to. Like,
yeah, time to put over new talent. Time to put over the next generation, right?
Yep.
That's what we're doing. That's what we're here for. So meanwhile, you've got these triple threat matches going on at WrestleMania Backlash.
Yeah, everything triple threat.
All triple threat everything.
Yeah.
And then you've got Verk and Byron, going back to Verk Watch, both mentioning the trope of a triple threat match ending without the champion being pinned twice. I'm sitting there like, stop it. Stop giving it away. Please stop giving away the match. Please stop it. This is awful. I don't need this.
It's just what it is, you know. Like it's, I don't know. It's filling time. It's the content regime. You got to just pump out all of this stuff. They're gonna have to recycle some lines here and there.
Well, we're not going to be recycling content anymore because if you've been watching the show, you've seen that we've kind of had to pivot, not only in days, but also in the content that we discuss on the show. So a little bit of housekeeping from Tim and I. Here we go. We're going to have some new content for you very soon. In fact, it's going to start as early as this weekend because not only are we going to give you our WrestleMania Backlash predictions, as per usual, but we're also introducing a new show. The show is called Smack Pack. That's right. We thought real long and hard about the name. We're going to be covering SmackDown, Impact, and a little bit of NXT UK because it's an easy watch and it gives us something more to talk about every Sunday at noon Eastern. And it's going to be here on YouTube, youtube.com/TimandJoelPod, and we'll probably upload it for y'all who are doing the audio gimmick with us. Two other things I want to bring to you. You just heard Tim talk about his whole, I didn't watch wrestling from this point to this point. Well, Tim hasn't watched wrestling very long, and I'm going to take advantage of that. So I'm going to introduce to you first, Tim reacts to old wrestling promos. That's going to be coming soon, real soon to this channel, where Tim is going to watch old and some newer wrestling promos, and he's going to react to them in real time and give you his thoughts. We'll give a little bit of historical significance, but we're going to have a little fun with that as well. And finally, there's more, but I'm going to just give you these three. Boy meets World Championship Wrestling. It's exactly what you think. We're going to be reviewing old WCW pay-per-views and old Nitros. All for you guys. We might take your requests. We probably will. For stuff that Tim should watch, don't leave it in the chat. You can tweet me at Joel Pearl. I'm going to enjoy it. And hopefully you will too. That's coming to Tim and Joel Pod very, very soon. So if you're not subscribed now, subscribe now to the channel. If you haven't hit like on this video yet, hit like on this video right now. Let's talk about Blood and Guts. Tim,
Bloody guts.
how'd you think? What'd you think of the match? Are you excited? Were you excited? What do you think? Tell me.
It was good. No one cut too deep. We thought that they were going to cut too deep. They didn't. Some people cut not quite deep enough. The well ran dry real quick.
It did.
It was decent.
Breaks killed it.
Yeah, they really did. Like I had to rewatch it twice. To be honest,
Did you find it on Fight afterwards without the commercials?
No, I didn't. I was just watching replays and it still had the TNT picture in picture, and like I skipped through picture in picture the first time I watched it. So I missed a bunch of stuff. I had to like go back and see how they even got out of the cage. Tully let them out. I was like, what? When did that even happen? I thought that whenever you cut up the ring, like I had never seen that until I saw it on a local show, believe it or not.
Really?
Yeah, and then I've seen it like quite a few times on TV now since. But like, yeah, I as a kid when I was younger, I don't recall seeing it at all. Like I've never seen them open up the ring, and like I thought that spot was a little bit underutilized. Like the one pile driver seemed like it was a lot of to do about nothing, you know. Could have made more hay out of that. Sean Spears didn't get as many big spots as we thought he might.
Even Sammy Guevara, who had a good showing, didn't have the showing I think a lot of people expected.
Yeah, like I mean it was good. Wasn't a bad match. It felt chaotic. I liked that. I liked the the big brawls. I even like the line battle. Like that was a cute little spot, but like it was a little underwhelming. Like it was really, really, really hyped. And the ending, you know, is what it is.
So, yeah, I mean, that's something that we need to kind of discuss, and most people will agree. The match was fine, the ending was not. And that's become almost an issue with AEW moving forward.
Yeah.
They continue to have these big endings that keep flopping. They just did this with the exploding ring barbed wire death match. Same thing, big flop, didn't work. What do? They need to bring in production help.
Yeah, and like, you know, maybe, you know, money's kind of not an issue with them, nor is it with WWE. And like WWE does it pretty well. You saw that, like, they were kind of ribbing them when after the barbed wire match, when they just put pyro on literally everything on the Raw after. Like, I thought that was like a nice. It was a tasteful dig. It wasn't like a look at these dorks. It was like, oh yeah, well, look what we can do. And that's just hiring the right people, right? Like, and I feel like maybe AEW just does not have the right people on staff for this. Now, there being a pandemic, and Jacksonville not being like a hub of film development, at least as far as I know, that might make it more difficult for them to get like the special needs talent that they kind of need to leverage here. Like, these wouldn't be people that they would have on staff, I wouldn't think. But it might be a good idea for them to bring like a serious like stunt person, just to build things that are a little bit more believable. There's ways to absorb that impact without it being like a really obvious crash pad, or without having like even the prop design, like putting over that cardboard or whatever the hell it was. Like, there's safe ways to do that with much better materials. Like, that was just cheap work, right?
Yeah, and again, we're not advocating for less safety.
No.
We're absolutely advocating for safety in wrestling, 100%. What we're advocating for is making it more believable and making things a little more tangible when it comes to doing these stunts, because they haven't found a way to do that.
Like, WWE's done it. Like, I saw a lot of people sharing things like the Rikishi bump off the Hell in a Cell. Like, that looked great. He was fine after. No. Like, he
was. And again, that was a bunch of that was a bunch of bales of hay left on a truck.
Yeah. But
it worked.
The landing was like sturdy, because I think there was a piece of plywood like over top of the hay. Like, it absorbs the impact. Yeah, exactly. Like, you know, the top layer can be a little bit firmer. They're not like that delicate. So, you know, protect the head.
Jericho's pretty soft.
Yeah, you know? Well, then maybe it shouldn't have been Jericho to take the bloody bump. Have it be Sammy. Like,
but it comes down to angles. Someone actually posted a wide shot angle of them. They were in the stands and they saw it, and it was just a side shot, and you just saw Jericho fall, and that was it, and it looked great.
Yeah.
And it was really just came down to how production handles the angles. They didn't have the proper director getting the right shot. That's what it comes down to.
Yeah,
you can have that deep depression prop set up.
Yeah. The deep depression is kind of weird looking, but especially it would have been better if they hadn't called it concrete, not like 20 minutes earlier.
And a good point brought up in the chat. It would have helped with JR not, you know, overemphasizing he's dead. And really, he's just.
Meanwhile, like Jericho's like opening his eyes and looking around to see if he's good to go yet, and it's like, man,
can I get up and go to the back yet?
Like, you're seasoned. Keep your damn eyes closed for a few minutes longer. Like,
yeah, there should have been someone. It should have been something like TK coming out saying goodnight or thanking the audience, and that's it. There should have been some.
Or they had paramedics looking at him. Have him like keep your damn eyes closed until they put you on a bodyboard or something. Like,
right?
It's not rocket science. Like, anyway, it was a little bit disappointing. Yeah.
The Pinnacle wins Blood and Guts, and tomorrow night on AEW Dynamite, we're going to have the coronation of the Pinnacle. What that means and what that is going to look like, no idea, but I'm sure it's going to be absolutely hilarious and full of yelling and booing.
Yeah, every time. So this entire feud and everything with MJF and the Inner Circle has been like, the announcement makes me want to cringe, and then I'm always very satisfied with the result. So no matter what it is, I'm sure it is going to be very, very funny.
Not funny, but brutal is going to be the IWGP US Heavyweight Championship match. Moxley defends the title against Yuji Nagata. For Nagata, this is not his first time challenging for a U.S. heavyweight championship on U.S. soil. The last time he did this was on TNT, was on Nitro 23 years ago.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
He's not a young man, eh?
No, he's not. But the man keeps going. Blue Justice, Yuji Nagata, as I like to call him, Eugene Nagata, is going to come back, have one hell of a match against Mox. Mox, he just took exception to one word said by Nagata. And like now it's all about, like, now it's a personal match.
It worked for me.
Vendetta.
That was such a good build. Like just one promo. Mox is so talented, man. Like one promo and I'm excited for a match with a guy I have no idea who he is or how he wrestles. Like,
yeah, it'll be brutal, and that's fine by me. Moxley had some good matches on Dark the last couple of weeks, Dark Elevation. That's fine. Good way to bring eyes to that product. I'm still not watching Dark or much Dark Elevation. I saw a little bit. We'll get into that in a second. Cody, QT Marshall, fine match.
I didn't mind it. I saw people like shitting on the. Oh wait, I forgot there was that whole article. It's been a while, man.
The article.
The article that like up until recently could have very well been written by me. I think someone mentioned me on Twitter about that. I was like, yeah, honestly, pretty much.
Friend of the show, Evan, had tagged us.
Yeah. But like honestly, I didn't mind this match. I thought it did a good job. There was no bullshit Cody entrance. Like he came in, got straight to business. It was a decent match. Like that article called it a sleeper and like the worst one of the night. And I was like, I honestly enjoyed this more than I enjoyed the tag match. So like no complaints from me. Yeah. Like
I enjoyed it too. The only reason I say it felt longer than it was is just because the story was there, but it wasn't like it wasn't just the ebb and flow wasn't there. That's the only thing, because QT is not like a well-known wrestler. It's not a blood feud, but it kind of is, but it's kind of not. And again, Anthony Ogogo coming in and like punching Cody in the gut afterwards was perfect.
Little tummy punch, yeah.
That got the heat.
And it's going to keep it going. Like what I do appreciate about Cody right now is he's finally settled the hell down. Like it looks like he's going to do a little feud and stick with it for like a little while longer instead of jumping around all chaotically. There's still time, but
yeah. Meanwhile, I really loved at the end of the match, you had QT Marshall giving the finger to Cody Rhodes, who was trying to show a little sympathy, and he just goes right into the figure four. That's the end of the match. Fine by me. I loved it.
It's fine. It's good. Like I honestly didn't mind that match. Yeah, that article, man, that was funny. I don't even care. It was hilarious. A lot of
people have used it since then.
there were so many people really upset about it. I was like, what do you want, man? It's an article about wrestling. Like it's one person's opinion.
Cody tomorrow night makes a double or nothing announcement. In my notes, I just say another fucking ladder match. I don't think it is. I really don't think so. But I assume it's going to have to do with Nightmare Family and Nightmare Factory, or the Factory.
Blood and Guts too.
Yeah, but Blood and Guts 2, Electric Boogaloo.
Yeah,
let's do that.
Yeah. Immediately after.
I mean, I'll tell you what Cody's not going to do, and that's challenge for the World Heavyweight Championship just yet, because we got tomorrow night Pac and Orange Cassidy, the number 1 and 2 seeds, as I predicted. Winner gets Kenny at Double or Nothing. By the way, for Pac, this is his first singles match on Dynamite since February 4th.
Believe it.
Yeah. He's had singles matches since then. April 22nd was on Dark versus Serpentico.
Yeah. So, I don't know. I see Orange winning this.
I mean, considering Kenny was
they cut the promo. I forgot about the promo. Man, yeah, the doy. I'm just saying the obvious now, but yeah. Yeah, Pac's not winning this.
I mean, it's the same thing as the Bucks versus SCU. They had that elimination style, or what was supposed to be an elimination style tournament or match, but it wasn't.
Cut
SCU
the time.
Won. What happened? Was it a time issue? Did they? Because like it says in the chat, like I could have sworn it was an elimination match for the the number 1 contendership.
Yeah, they didn't announce it in the. Yeah. Caleb says what happened to the Penta feud. Yeah, exactly, man. Just
talked about that last week.
Just shut it down.
Yep.
So that's like legitimate complaints, but yeah.
Yeah. So for the AEW tag titles, we got the Young Bucks taking on SCU. By the way, both sides cut 2 5-minute promos on BTE this past week. Neither of them were great.
Isn't BT a 15-minute show?
Yeah, this week it was 29 minutes. And I sat there and I was just like, I can't do this anymore. Because I'm listening to one of the Bucks do a 5-minute promo to open, And they get through the rest of the show, and then Christopher Daniels closes with another 5-minute promo, and I'm like, come on. And then I think the tagline was, this should have been on Dynamite. And I'm like, definitely should not have been on Dynamite.
Please don't put this on Dynamite. Yeah, like it's still the SCU, like, oh, the second they lose, they break up. That's been mentioned like twice on Dynamite since the start of it. And it's all been through dark elevation. It's that continued like behind the scenes thing. It's like, I don't care. Like, honestly, I wish they would break up. I like them both. I don't understand how SCU is an identity for them. Like, it's a stupid tag team concept to me.
Bye SCU.
Like,
miss you.
It's SoCal uncensored. So they're just some guys from South Carolina or South California.
No, South Carolina is better. Let's do that.
Oh man, that would be more interesting. Like
True.
At least you'd have an identity. South Carolina is just like, yeah, you're one of the many. Like, and like uncensored, they're like 40-year-old guys. Like, what are you getting up to? 50-year-old guys. What are you getting up to? And I think like
I think CD is 50.
Yeah, and if it's uncensored, I kind of don't want to see it, and I don't care. Like, I love Kazarian. I think he's better than Christian, but like, anyway, I don't know.
Either way, that's fine. If we're gonna do Bye SCU, that's fine. Bucks and Moxley and Kingston at Double or Nothing, I like it. Let's do that.
Yeah, I think this is just a past the time feud, so they're gonna do that. SCU is gonna break up. They'll both go to singles competition, and they'll both be much more interesting for it.
I mean, listen, Christopher Daniels is part of talent relations for AEW anyway, so
yeah.
I could see him just kind of going and doing that, and I can see them doing Kazarian moving forward, being a coach. I think they're both kind of ready to pack it up and show up once in a while to wrestle, but otherwise take on their office jobs and be happy. That's fine by me too.
Works for me. You know, the anger management bit, just keep whatever, little things. It's all good.
Speaking of little things, we called this one Miro and his TNT title segment last week.
Yeah. He got that contract.
Yep. Darby Allin tossed down a flight of stairs by Ethan Page and Scorpio Sky, speaking of SCU, or at least
Solid
formerly
gold.
SCU.
Yep.
So the big angle here is if Darby can't compete, he's going to forfeit the TNT title. And Miro's like, I refuse that.
I'm not that. Like, okay. No. Cue confusing segment of the promo. Why did they include that? Why not just not even mention that? Like,
I think they wanted to heap some sentiment on Darby.
Yeah, it was kind of funny because like it felt like they didn't tell Miro they were gonna mention that, and then he was just like, no, not that. You find a way. Like,
TNT finds a way. So what are we expecting? We think Miro's going to decimate the hell out of Darby Allin. Does Darby Allin come from behind and maybe get a big win? Or do we get Lance Archer showing up and setting up a Miro and Archer Hoss fight?
I do not know. The interest of Ethan Page and Scorpio Sky is related to Darby having the title. No, like that's the main thing here. They want shots, and he's had shots. Like,
they're going after Sting lately.
Yeah, so like I could see him dropping the title to Miro because I feel like Miro needs the title. Darby doesn't necessarily. He has Sting. He can do a tag match package with Sting and him and Ethan Page and Scorpio Sky. So like I don't know. It could go either way. We could have a big dramatic injured Darby comes from behind to beat off the big brute Miro, but like if Miro loses this, what do they do with him?
It's true. There isn't much you can do with him. I mean, you can hot potato the title, put it on Miro until after Double or Nothing, have Darby win it back after the tag match. But I assume Darby and Sting versus Scorpio Sky and Ethan Page, like that seems to be where we're headed.
Yeah.
So at least you get the TNT title off of Darby, do the TNT title match for Miro at Double or Nothing, and then maybe Darby wins it back. Or I don't know. Because right now they've been putting Darby in main events on Dynamite to build him up for the last little while.
And he's built. I think
it would work for me.
Yeah, I could see him holding it for a while or not. Like, I think they'd be fine either way. They have options here. So,
yeah, I mean, y'all have options too. You can like this video. You can subscribe to us here at youtube.com/TimandJoelPod. That was a good one. So we have Miro and Darby Allin for the TNT title. A little bit of offsite. We want to send our best wishes to Ricky Starks. Has a fractured neck. I don't know if you remember this. He had a match against Hangman Page a few weeks ago where he landed very gingerly and very awkwardly on his neck, kind of a roll through, and then he was up and fine. But no, apparently he's got a fractured neck. 3 months is what they're looking at.
Okay, well, that's not that bad. That's
3
crazy.
months brings him back in term.
Okay,
Yeah,
good.
3 months brings him back in time for All Out.
Good. That's cool. I mean, it's bad, but it's okay.
I'll take 3 months over broken neck and more time. So I'm glad that it's just fractured. Let's move on. Britt Baker was in action this past week, squashing Julia Hart. No relation to the family that lives up in our neck of the woods. It was a solid minute-long squash match. Pretty simple. Julia Hart's 19. Did you know that?
Nope. Didn't know. Wow. Didn't know who she was. Barely looked at the screen, and then it was over. So
she's a factory student, by the way.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
Well, that's good.
And you know what? She actually made an appearance at TLC in 2019 in the KFC food fight at ringside.
Yeah, that's blocked out of my memory. I definitely watched that, but I don't want to even think about it. What?
Dude, she must have been like barely 18 at the time.
Yeah.
I can't even think of that. That's pretty amazing. Yeah. So anyway, it's good. Britt Baker over with the crowd, even on a pre-tape show. Everyone was very into it. I don't know if you knew how they showed the first hour to the live crowd who were there for Blood and Guts. They showed them on the screen. They showed the matches live on the screen and kind of mixed in the crowd noise.
Oh, that's
weird. Apparently Baker's entrance was the biggest pop of the night for a match that wasn't live.
Yeah, I was taken aback a little bit when I heard the DMD chant, right? You know, when she was doing the ... and it was like, oh, shit. All right.
People love her, man. She's really come a long way, not only improving the ring, but also just the character. To get her getting injured was probably the best thing to happen to Britt Baker.
It was such a good bit, right? Like being in the wheelchair with Rebel around and all that. Oh, it was great.
Very good. Very good also will be Tony Schiavone interviewing Jade Cargill. I talked about watching Dark Elevation. I watched a little bit last night. I happened to see Jade Cargill win her squash match, and then afterwards she was propositioned by Mark Sterling, who was the lawyer who's been on as like MJF's attorney and all this other stuff. He had a match against John Moxley once upon a time. Sterling did. Anyway, he's actually from the Major Figures Wrestling Pod, so he's affiliated with Matt Cardona and Brian Myers.
Yeah.
I don't think that Jade Cargill is going to be collecting action figures anytime soon.
No.
But I do find it interesting that Mark Sterling might play into Jade Cargill looking for a home or manager.
Yeah, I thought that whole promo was a bit odd because she like took issue with how being a manager works. Like she was like, "Oh, they all want a piece of my money." And it's like, yeah, how else would they get paid? Why would anyone do that? I don't understand. Like, I don't know what she wants and what she expects. It was a confusing interview or promo. Like, what does she want? Like someone to just do whatever she tells, but she doesn't pay them and they don't take any money?
I just saw something actually really interesting. Julia Hart that we were just talking about.
Yeah.
She got added to the Varsity Blondes.
Oh,
they're on Dark. Yeah, they're now a trio. That's really cool. So Brian Pillman, Griff Garrison, and Julia Hart are now a threesome.
Do that. More of that. Like I love seeing that. I want to see the trios with like different members. Like, yeah, I want to see bigger factions. I love AEW for this, honestly.
Yeah, it's really interesting to watch their factions kind of grow. And when they don't make it into like a gang warfare scenario and they're just everyone's friends and they stick up for each other, like you do in, say, MMA or other sports where it's a team mentality, it makes sense. Yeah. Why not play on that?
Makes sense to me.
Everyone has friends.
Yeah. No. Well, you know,
most people have friends.
Most people have friends.
Some people pay their friends.
Yeah.
We're not going to do too much SmackDown because I want to talk NXT because we got a full card. The only thing I really want to talk about, because I know we're going to talk a lot about this match when it happens this Friday on SmackDown. It's not announced yet, but it's expected. Mia Yim was actually supposed to debut for the Blue brand this past Friday on SmackDown.
Yeah, saw that.
It was pulled from the show last minute. She was going to start a feud with Carmella, but it was cut because they wanted to give more time to all the throwback content that they were throwing on for the show. Sure, why not? So we're going to see Mia Yim probably make her debut this coming Friday, and we'll talk about it on SmackPack. But I found that very interesting coming out of Throwback SmackDown, which honestly, the throwback was all because of Fox. They just wanted that.
I guessed that when I saw the race, the NASCAR ad in it. I was like, oh, they didn't have a say in this. They just had to do this bullshit.
Yeah, they really wanted that. By the way, the referee throwback shirts, I had made a joke saying Charles Robinson was bringing his from home from his SmackDown days. I was right.
Oh my God.
Charles Robinson brought his referee shirt from SmackDown. The other ones were, they had
as a referee, you gotta be careful with what you do with the stuff you take off site.
They had others in the prop truck. Apparently, they were all too big, so they had them resized and everything. There's your scoop ski.
Ooh, hilarious. Big scoop that is. That's funny though.
Here's your other big scoop. According to Fightful Select, and it's already been announced because WWE gave credit to the wrong people, NXT Takeover In Your House returns June 13th.
They're doing it again.
Yes, and this time the 2021 on their logo is a little letterbox.
Oh, that's
cute.
It's
a mailbox.
That's very cute.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Home ownership. How much do you think it costs to rent in your house? It's Florida, so it can't be that expensive compared to where we are.
I don't know.
Neither do I. But anyway, the point is I made a joke and it went right over your head. Last week,
you did. It sure did.
Yep.
If anyone in the chat wants to explain the joke to me.
I made a rent joke. We pay too much money.
We do.
Isaiah Scott and Leon Ruff had a Falls Count Anywhere match. And it was very good. And it was the walk and brawl we expected. And now Swerve has a faction of his own.
Yeah. Love it. Love that. Makes sense. He's got an entourage. He should have an entourage. Again, I wish whoever's making the music for him would listen to actual hip hop and maybe produce some of that so that he's more believable as a producer. If it is him, he's not very good.
Really, really fun match. You and I were watching it live after we had finished taping for our show, and you saw me absolutely lose my shit at that opening knee. Just having Ruff run into Swerve's knee just made me cackle. I don't know
great.
why.
They're so
it was
good.
Just very fun.
It's been good feud. And again, like we were talking about this, like just having Ruff be, a guy who's wrestling is awesome to see. Like he's not some special like feature thing. He's just a guy wrestling.
So Swerve ends up getting some help from AJ Francis, who you might have seen on the the Treasures show that WWE has been putting on. It's a good, listen, it's a good show, and Francis is very entertaining. So now he debuts on NXT, and his newest treasure is beating Leon Ruff's ass.
It's good. It's a good
Fine
treasure. Yeah, it's much more interesting. I'll actually see him in this content.
Yep. Ashanti the Adonis and Brianna Brandy, they joined the stable, and now they're probably going to be called Hit Row Records, which I love. It's kind of a play on Death Row Records.
Yeah.
I'm a fan of that.
That's cool. It's fine.
Fine by me.
Like I said, though, someone get a hit for him. Someone write him a hit, please.
The hit was having AJ beat the shit out of Leon Ruff.
Oh, man. Okay. I'm tired of listening to that weird muzak they keep pretending is hip-hop.
Fair. So instead, we're going to pivot because we have another grudge match, and that's Killian Dane taking on Alexander Wolf in a match that I assume ends in Killian Dane joining Imperium. Can we fast forward?
Yeah, that's fine. I don't mind taking this one. So I'm into it. I like it. I feel bad for Drake Maverick. I thought he had a little good thing going, but I guess it's run its course.
Yeah, it's not done yet. I'm sure. I assume that Maverick will be at ringside supporting Killian Dane. Where that comes into fruition, we'll find out very soon.
Just invite Drake Maverick into Imperium already.
Drake,
just him trying to
actually Imperium.
Him trying to fit in is a good bit. Just saying.
Apparently, that match might not be happening.
Oh.
Well, we'll take a look at that. But anyway, let's. Listen. I need to see him join NXT. Sorry, not NXT. I need to see Killian Dane join Imperium. That's what I want. Wolf has stomach pains or something. Okay, well, we'll see. Yeah. It's not on the list. So maybe it has been taken down. Okay, well, great. Killian Dane and Alexander Wolf will have to wait for another week. Now I'm upset.
No fast forward for you.
No.
Slow backwards.
This is right. We'll find out. Thank you, Clayton, in our chat for telling us that live on the air. That's appreciated. So we'll move on. Last week, Cameron Grimes took on Asher Hale, and we went to the moon, baby, but not to the bar.
This is pretty funny. Again, Ted DiBiase is a huge Tiesto fan, I guess. It's odd.
It's very strange.
It's like, really? I don't think so.
Why Tiesto?
Yeah, I don't know. I guess I don't know. Again, Florida's doing its own thing.
Yes, they are. Asher Hale, Ari Sterling, Matt Bloom is renaming all of the wrestlers to be his new tribesmen. They're all Jews now. I appreciate that as a Jewish fan myself. Get me up to 12 Jewish, not even wrestlers, just 12 Jews trying to find their way into the new forms of NXT. Fine by me.
All right.
Usher Hale was Anthony Henry. Ari Sterling is the former Alex Zane. You know why the latter would have been renamed. Matt Bloom, of course, the head of NXT, the head coach, the former A-Train.
Oh, yes. Yeah, I knew I recognized that name.
Yeah,
Prince Albert.
Yes, Prince Albert in a can. So last week we had a can of Finn Balor returning to NXT. He was met by a Vegas magician. He was met by O'Reilly. Met by Peter Dunne. Okay. We just need Adam Cole now, because what are we going to do? Do you think we're going to get a fatal 5-way for the NXT title, or maybe a fatal 4-way for number 1 contendership? Where do you see the NXT championship going?
Yeah, there's a lot of competitors right now, and there's no elegant way to kind of fit them all in. So it's definitely going to be a big old match. You said the next one's in June for in your house?
In Your House is June 13th, yes.
Yeah, we're getting a multi-man match for that, 100%. I keep predicting this, but that feels like what all that's happening right now is multi-man everything. We have too much talent. Everyone's flushed with talent and doesn't know what to do.
Actually, you're not wrong about that. So we're going to have Cool Kyle potentially taking,
It's so good that that's just who he is in the end. Do you see the drip tweet?
Oh, and then he replied to it.
He's like,
I have not these things.
It's like, I don't know what you're referring to, but if you mean fashion sense, I assure you I have none.
I'm fine with it. If he wants to be cool in the sense of like middle school, 7th grade, I became cool then.
He's got to get one of those like flame, like the flame button downs. That's what he needs.
Oh my God. I could lend him one. I'm sure I have one in a closet somewhere. I am so in. Kyle, call me. Okay. We're going to make this work.
Accessorize that stupid hat.
So I have a feeling we're going to see a fatal 4-way for the number 1 contendership, only because Karrion Kross, the Vegas magician, is going to be taking on Austin Theory tonight, and that's going to kick off NXT along with Scarlett's Nails. So I'm looking forward to the potential Johnny Gargano Karrion Kross match that's going to happen before NXT in Your House. But until then, we got to find a number 1 contender. So I assume a fatal 4-way is in the works between Balor, O'Reilly, Dunne, and Bay.
Yeah,
why not?
Makes a lot of sense. I feel like if Gargano's going against Cross, I feel like that's weird. They're having that's a weird booking, right? Like you're basically just feeding Gargano to the man. Like Gargano's in a comedy spot right now, right? That's tough.
As a champion too, which makes it even stranger because it's a comedy gimmick that he continues to have amazing matches through. Everything's comedy until he stepped into the ring. It's interesting, but it's so strange of a way to kind of work it.
I guess having Indy and Candice as tag champions, that can help, right? Because we can say him like, oh, I want double belts. Like, we want all the gold. Nothing for Austin.
That would work.
Maybe he can gift Austin the North American title.
That's exactly what I was going to say. You have Gargano and Cross happen, and then let's say Gargano wins both titles. I don't think this will happen. Let's say he wins the title from Karrion Kross. He gifts the North American Championship to Austin Theory. Theory loses it almost like immediately.
Yeah.
Who knows? But either way, I think there's something that could be funny in that storyline. I don't think it's going to happen.
No, there's no way in hell that's going to happen, but it would be.
If it happens, I'm going to be kicking myself.
Yeah.
Speaking of kicking myself, I won't be kicking myself watching Kyle O'Reilly and Oney Lorcan. That match was announced earlier today on WWE socials. The joke being Oney Lorcan was standing out in the sun just waiting for Kyle O'Reilly to issue the challenge. And Kyle's just like, man, wear some sunscreen. Have you been out here all day?
Yeah, he doesn't have the complexion to be doing that.
Yeah, exactly. I don't know why Oney Lorcan wanted to camp out waiting for Kyle when it could have been inside the very nice, cool PC, which is very big.
Yeah,
it's very strange.
Huge.
Don't understand it.
Yeah.
A very huge place is where the toys came out for the CWC when the women's tag titles were on the line. I can't say I didn't expect it, but here we are. We have new tag team champions. The way, like you said, Indy Hartwell, Candice LeRae. For LeRae's her first NXT championship. Fun match.
That's amazing to me. Awesome match. Really enjoyed it. That elbow drop, damn. Choice.
Yes, from Indy out onto Ember Moon. Very fun match. Again, big spots. Why not? It's just a lot of craziness, and some people didn't enjoy it, and I understand why. For some, they want to see a traditional match for tag titles.
Why?
Because
who wants that? Crazy people, shut your mouths.
Fair.
You're all wrong. Why do you watch wrestling? You watch wrestling for the tactical work? Watch MMA.
Some do. Some do.
Why? Wrestling's crazy. That's the whole point. Anyway, whatever. Those people are wrong.
That's fine by me.
They yuck all over their yum.
What's next for Shotzi Moon? Shotzi Moon and Ember Blackheart. What's next for Shotzi Blackheart and Ember Moon? Shotzi, by the way, is on the bump tomorrow if you're watching us live.
Yeah, quick turnaround with these titles. I don't know. I wouldn't expect that. I expect them to just keep this feud going some more because that seems like what they're inclined to do. So, I don't know.
Yeah. I don't know who else you could have Candice and Indy face off against.
The only other thing is Ember and Shotzi go back to singles competition, right? Like, they're not going to stay as a tag team, which I guess Ember doesn't, like, her ambitions are predominantly as a singles competitor now.
Yeah, they are. And you and I also talked about a potential for a blood feud for #1 contendership of the NXT Women's Championship.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I'm fine with that. But I'd rather tease a slow breakup than an immediate, shake hands, we're going our own way.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. It's odd to me. Like, very quick turnaround with these titles. I don't know who they're going to face next.
You could do Saray and Zoe Stark or Zeta Ramir because they're friends. Or so maybe you do Zoe Stark and Zeta Ramir as the tag team to face off against Candice and Indy. And then Saray goes on and does her own thing.
Yeah.
I think that'd be good.
I think that makes more sense.
Yeah, but again, it was a good match. I think the only reason why I really advocate for this having been a street fight is because we saw these four, I should say, in matches together.
So many matches. So many. You saw a whole tag team tournament of straight up matches. Exactly. Let me have mine.
So it was time to it was time to do something else and make it different. And they did a good job. And like they're saying in the chat, when Shotzi was going to do the suicide dive onto the chairs, I had flashbacks to the Evolve 10th anniversary show. And I tweeted so much about it. But it was cut off by the fire extinguisher spot from Candice LeRae. I was, okay, fine. You're not going to do it. You don't want to kill Shotzi. She had other ways of trying to kill herself instead. That worked.
Yeah, she'll find a way.
We're going to find a way to watch the NXT Women's Championship on the line as Raquel Gonzalez takes on Mercedes Martinez. I am looking forward to this match. It's Gonzalez's first NXT Women's Title defense. I'm expecting physical. I'm expecting hoss fights. Two very, very physical women. Do you have any expectations out of this match?
Gonzalez wins. Absolutely.
Yes. Yeah, go ahead. If you got more, go ahead.
No, I don't have more. It's just like this. It feels quick to me. Another week would have been enough for me. But they, the way that they've been booking NXT, this is how they have to do it, which I totally get. AEW does the exact same thing right now.
So Martinez winning, to me, would be a really huge shock, like you're saying.
Yeah.
But if you have Dakota Kai turn on Raquel Gonzalez tonight during the match and not afterwards, then you're getting closer. But if you have Kai turn after the match, you have a month to build until June. I think maybe they'll continue to build the Kai Gonzalez turn.
I don't think they've done the work to do that yet. So
it's not there. We're getting there slowly, but the build is Gonzalez as a dominant women's champion, even if they just did that with Io Shirai, but in a different way.
Yeah, I mean, Io Shirai is just, intense, strong competitor, whereas Raquel's big, imposing. So
where do you see Frankie Monet fitting into this? She's introduced herself to everyone. She has said something about every single woman on the roster.
They're keeping the door open while they figure it out. I don't think they know yet. That's the vibe I'm getting. Where would you like to see her? Probably like a mid-card feud. Couple of them, back to back. Then go for the title.
Any particular people you want to see her face off against right away?
I mean, this is a good landing spot for Io if they do want to do I don't know if how much time she's taking off or when she'll be back, but like if they want to keep Io strong, have her in a big feud with Frankie mid card for a little while. Because they set the work up for that, right? With the first Frankie gets around promo.
Yep.
So
we'll see. I mean, we got a dog shitting in tanks, and maybe it was Frankie. Who knows? Meanwhile,
yeah, that's the other. Like they have that, I guess. Like, okay, little dog
on a pole match.
Do it. Put her in a shark cage or a dog cage, dog crate.
And that's the thing. I mean, Io versus Frankie would be a really good match, but I don't want to see Io lose 2 in a row, unless the plan for Io is to move up, which I don't really want to see either because we know what happens.
There's no room right now anyway. Yeah, that's fair. I mean, they have tons of people on the roster she can feud with, even Saray or anyone like that. Although they haven't done the for the Saray one yet, so
I could see Frankie and Shotzi having Frankie's first match. So Shotzi having Frankie's first match and Frankie going over winning. That's something I could see.
Yep.
Because Shotzi loses all the time, and when she loses, she doesn't really lose much stock, as we've seen. She was a former tag champ. It would be kind of big for Frankie to have that big win. I can see that being the way they go.
Yeah, I think that'd be good.
Our main event, actually, you know what? No, we're not going to get to the main event yet because we have MSK taking on Breezango in non-title action, going back to the tag team division.
Why is it non-title? Give Breezango.
Because big title implications for this match. I assume that GYV gets involved somehow.
Yeah, 100%. It's good. Whatever. I'm just happy Breezango's on the card.
Fair. It'll be fine. Listen, MSK is probably going to win, or it's going to be some sort of weird schmoz finish. Why not?
Yeah, it's good. More.
Imperium gets involved. MSK joins Imperium. No,
God, terrible. No.
Imperium doesn't smoke enough pot.
One day.
All right, let's get to the main event. Kushida is going to defend the Cruiserweight Championship against Santos Escobar. It's 2 out of 3 falls. It's going to be a long match. It's going to be a good match.
Didn't even know about this one. How did I not hear about this? How did I hear about Breezango being on the card? I didn't hear about this. I don't pay attention. My God.
Ooh, all right. That is the main event. 2 out of 3 falls for the Cruiserweight Championship. Listen, Kushida's got to have a big showing to defend that title. This is his first big defense. Escobar needs to move up. I'm ready.
Yeah, this is a totally different direction than I expected.
By up, I need to say up by
to carry
weight
cross.
Class.
Yeah.
Go into the North American title scene, not up as to the main roster.
The North. Oh yeah. I forgot. There's that tweener title. Oh, there you go. He can take it from Austin Theory.
Fine, there it is.
Yeah.
He gets it from Austin Theory, and then Austin Theory gets beat by Santos Escobar.
Beautiful.
Well, look at us booking the territory.
Yeah, we're done.
Got Big John on top, and Cross can go up to the main roster. That's fine by me.
Yeah, where he desperately needs to be.
I want so much hard-hitting action out of this. I want so much flipping going on. I want Escobar to have a wonderful showing. I want Kushida to have a great job. Both men are trying to do this the best, and both men can. So who do you think wins the match?
Kushida.
Wonderful. I agree. Yeah. Let's get to the closing lines. Give me your gimmicks. Tell me where they can find you on the internet.
People can find me, if they so choose, at TimStoneP, TimbStonep on Twitter.
The show is at Tim and Joel Pod everywhere on the internet. You can find us here, youtube.com. Smack Pack debuts on Sunday at noon Eastern. WrestleMania Backlash predictions. Talking about SmackDown, talking about Impact, talking about NXT UK. We're doing that for you guys because that's what we love about wrestling, is talking about it with you. I am at Joel Pearl, JoelPearl. We'll watch some NXT together. We'll watch WrestleMania Backlash together over on twitch.tv/FightfulGaming this weekend. Enjoy it. And until then, we'll see you on Sunday at noon Eastern for Smack Pack. Enjoy NXT.